Hello everybody. Well, here we are again. It's another Sunday, live chat number 105. And it is Sunday. It is March 31st, the last day of March. Boy, have we had a beautiful March in Portland. Another sunny 65-degree day. Hey Kelly in Texas. Hey Lazy, all you guys. I wanted to let you know that webinar I've been talking about for the Unity Church called How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain. It's happening today at 1 o'clock my time in 1 hour, and it's good to go. So I'm going to be leaving here around 12:35. I got to get to my main computer, log into the what's called the Collaborate room, and meet all the people who are going to be participating. We have another one coming up on 4 weeks from today called The Healing Power of Affirmation. So letting you know, it can be a shortened version today and also next week, although next week is part 2 of my anxiety webinar, but I'll be more familiar with the software, probably be able to go all the way up until maybe 10 of 1. Anyway, let's see if we can make the best of the time we have. Nice to see you guys watching. Steve Young, Mobius Zero. Yeah, you made it through another week. That's great. Doing all right, Sean. A little bit nervous about doing this seminar today, but you know, when you do something the first time, it's, you know, you get some butterflies. Max B from Germany. So we only have about 35 minutes. So, you know, if you have any questions, answer them or ask me them, or better yet, talk about, you know, them with your friends. I had a birthday a month ago. I got a delayed gift. What is it here? It's a joke book. Oh my God. Yes. It's called, by Art Moger, The Best of Puns. What did Tarzan say when he ran into Jane's tent? It's a jungle blot. Let's try it again. Damn. What did Tarzan say when he ran into Jane's tent? It's a jumble out. Third time is the charm. What did Tarzan say when he went to Jane's tent? It's a jungle out there. Okay, we got it right. Yeah, you emailed me, Albert. Well, it's probably buried in all the other emails I've gotten. Hey, Melissa. And wow, from the great Republic of Ireland. MD Nixon says, I'm reading off Remeron right now. Gonna be hard, but I now take Luvox and don't want to take 2 medications at the same time. Well, I hope your psychiatrist agrees with that. The seminar is online. It's $29. It's $39.95 for 2 weeks. I don't know if you can register. I guess you could register now. They'll send you a username and password. You just go to Unity Spiritual Explorers, and the name of the seminar is called How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain. It's starting in exactly 2 hours, but I guess you can still make it. I mean, it's all done online. And if you just go to, type this in, Douglas Block, Unity Spiritual Explorers, it'll come up with a seminar starting today called How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain. $39.95 for 2 weeks, an hour this week, an hour next week. I put 6 months into creating this thing. There's so much information that's great, unbelievable. So yeah, $40 for 2 sessions starting today at 1 o'clock my time, whatever time that is, in 1 hour from now. Dutch guy here, currently residing in a psychosomatic hospital in Berlin, Germany. Thanks for your good work. What is a psychosomatic hospital? Never heard of that. Wow. Christian Glogowski. You know, I have a Pilates therapist called Heather Glogowski. That's an unusual name. Are you related to her? Portland, Oregon. Exotic enemy. I have a lot to fear about the future. Fear seems to control me a lot, and therapy is worse than my self-esteem. What should I do? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in my anxiety seminar today, how to deal with fear. But I recommend you watch one of my videos. If you send me your email address, which I think you have, I'll send the link to you. It's called The Fear Behind All Fears and How to Overcome It. So Exotic Enigma, go ahead and check out this video. Also, just letting you know, our super chat donation time is limited today. Don't expect to have as many chats as I normally do within an hour, but if we can get some in between 35 or 40 after the hour, that would be great. Okay, this is called The Fear Behind All Fears, is the name of the video that Exotic Enemy, if you look at it, will help you to diffuse some of the fear you have about the future, which is so common for so many people. By the way, I'll tell you what's in the video. The greatest fear that we all have is the fear of not being able to cope with what comes our way. If we knew we could handle whatever comes our way, our fear would go down tremendously. So the affirmation to use is, I can handle whatever comes my way, or with the help of spirit or my higher power, I can cope. It's very powerful. Coffee gives me anxiety, but it's the only thing that gets me through the day. Need advice? Should I give it up? Well, yeah, find something else if you can. Talk to your doctor about it. Here's some coffee right here. Man, depressives love coffee. But, you know, there might be other, why not caffeinated tea? Green tea, Earl Grey. That might not give you the jitters like coffee. Can I talk about bipolar depression? Melissa, sure. What goes up must come down. I have 2 videos on it. Bipolar depression is so common, and there's so much information out there. But yeah, usually it's a mood disorder. It usually needs to be treated with a mood stabilizer like Lamictal. And if you think you have it, check it out with your psychiatrist. And medications do help, as well as lifestyle habits, of course. Speaking of which, any donation today, you'll get a free chart. Healing from depression, anxiety, self-care activities to improve your mood. A lot of you asked for this. I'm more than happy to send it out for a donation as little as $1 on live chat. 5 cups of coffee, Robert. That's amazing. Too much. I'm not quite sure what taric apathy nihilism means, Enda, but it's an interesting set of words. Can we do health anxiety again? Well, we haven't done health anxiety, have we? I haven't even made a video on it. But it's tough because it's really hard to talk people out of their obsessions when they think there's something wrong with them and the tests reveal nothing. That's a very hard type of anxiety to treat, and I'm going to look into it and see if I can do a video on it. Everything I break touch to pieces. Everything breaks to pieces. The more I fight, the more things break. Well, usually when you try to have an attitude of radical acceptance, it's a little bit easier. Coffee is the most widely used drug in the world. Yep, it is. Andrea M., nice to hear from you. Max B., I started using affirmations this week, but stopped there a few days. It felt strange. I'm still not convinced by this. Well, go check out my ebook online called Words That Heal. It explains what affirmations are and why they work. And if you want to know more about it, you can come to my webinar, The Healing Power of Affirmations, 4 weeks from today. Thanks for Luvox advice, says MD Nixon. I'm taking it right now and have no side effects at all. I have to wait for the results. I think my doctor said 3 weeks. That's normal. Okay, Anthony says, I'm not convinced I need to stop drinking alcohol as well as caffeine. This is going to be harder due to addiction. Well, it is, but with support you can do it, especially alcohol. You can go to AA meetings. Can eating cause anxiety? If you overeat, it can, yeah. Hey, Swiss Heart, my God, I was thinking about you in Santa Cruz. I still have your wonderful lavender you sent me. How are things going? You also have health anxiety? Well, I'll do a video on it, but look it up on the internet. It's a tough anxiety to treat. Steve Young says, I'm really grateful for your chart you emailed me, and I'll put the pen to paper to do your caricature for you. My mom brought me some lovely Arteza brush pens to do it with. Uh-oh, I'm going to get a caricature done. Well, my mother said I was always a character, so why not get a caricature? Speaking of which, I had a bird the other day. I love birds. Fell into a can of varnish and drowned. It was a sad way to die, but at least he had a beautiful finish. That's really bad, isn't it? I met a fellow who had the Midas touch. Everything he touched turned to mufflers. All right, Ruth McGowan, nice to hear from you. I'm addicted to coffee. Well, many people are. Hey, Marin W., how's the job going? It gets you out of the house. Are you feeling any better? We didn't see you last week. Sojourn's Hoax, Lazy Eye Ranch, I wish you would. It's great in the Netherlands. We also don't have it this good. I'm not quite sure what that was in reference to. What would be the best method of coping with feelings of hopelessness in the future, says Sean Lynch. That's a beautiful question, Sean. And this is the way you cope with hopelessness. You say this over and over again to yourself. I used it when I was at my wit's end and didn't think I could make another day. And there it is, the affirmation to beat all affirmations. This too shall pass. Is ketamine nasal treatment covered by insurance? Says Joe. It just was approved by the FDA. I don't even know if it's out on the market yet. It's going to be. You should talk to your doctor, or better yet, call your pharmacy. It has a lot of promise. Exotic Enigma said no. I don't know what the question was. I used to live on espresso, says Anthony. Did shots all day long? Whoa. Was easy to stop, though. Getting off vodka is going to take some work to the intense cravings. Well, again, AA would be very helpful. Deba Shetty says, I'm missing myself. I lost everything I learned in life. Unable to live a normal life. not doing a job also, don't have interest in life. Well, you are depressed. Go get some mental health treatment. Go reach out. There's lots of good treatments out there. Ben Malcolm, yay, Ben. I could use one of your $20 donations. Don't feel pressured though, or even $5. But anyway, it's nice to hear from you regardless. MD Nixon says, many famous people have health anxiety. I know it sucks, but you can take it with humor and sometimes laugh about yourself. Well, it depends. You know, all anxieties are okay, but when they interfere with your ability to function in the world, then they become and need some treatment. Johnson says, what's it? Self-esteem, identity. I got tears ago from cysts and deteriorating your health. Losing teeth from eye. I'm not quite sure. But if you were abusing substances, stopping it, you can life. Not as severe as Marin W. You one of the things on the chart, you can't see it here. It says and structure habit thing. You but anyway, underlying strain so helpful for the pain to go away, but it takes off, and that's so you can live. Pressure, dysphoria, pressure, blurry vision. I'm like, you're not Bobby, but medical treatment. You could have other things going on, so you need to and what's going on from a doctor. The microphone does not work. It looks pretty. All right. My sound is cut. Probably because we have a connection. Is this any better right here? Tell me if the sound is any better. I'm convinced that affective disorder lasts horrible and hopeless. Dancing and singing in this baby goats. Well, is it better now? It's still breaking going on here. Maybe we have. Well, I'll yank out the microphone. This keeps it's all the time. Okay, let me try this. Let me try. Okay. Okay, I'm no longer using the mic. Is this any better? I'm using the mic on the computer. If the sound is still bad, it's due to the YouTube connection. It's good now? Okay, something must have gone on with the microphone. Is this better now? Now that I don't have the microphone in. Better? Okay, great. Well, thank you for alerting me to the problem. We'll just have to basically figure out what was going on. Maybe it was rubbing against my chest. All right. Well, the sound is good. Thank you for the feedback. That's cool. Anyway, let's get back to your questions. I'm glad the sound is better. A little bit more tinny, but at least you can hear me. All right, going and looking. Okay, Bobby Johnson says it was psychosomatic, whatever was going on. Oh, we got a lot of breaking up. You know, they say breaking up is hard to do, and I got a lot of breaking up comments. Couldn't get what you said. I said, Maureen W., I said that work and structure are therapeutic, and they're right here in this, right here on the, over here under healthy lifestyle habits. You probably can't see it, but you're feeling better, and that's important. Sorry about the sound problem. That's never happened with this mic. So, Marin, did I answer your question? That essentially structure routine, amazingly helpful. The mic probably had a loose connection. Anyway, we'll deal with that later on. Okay, my counseling session on Friday was very disappointing. Why not? But I think it was due to having a bill larger than I expected. What was the bill? And do you have insurance that will help pay for it? But if your life sucks and you've been in the same routine, is that what is causing my depression, you think? Well, there are many causes of depression: biochemical, emotional, spiritual. You know, I can't tell you unless I know more about your life. And the thing to do is to go to a local counselor or therapist and get an evaluation. So there are many things that cause depression. And, you know, I don't think the same routine is necessarily doing it. Do you have advice going getting off alcohol? Yeah, you should go to Alcoholics Anonymous or read some good books on it. There's also Rational Recovery, Refuge Recovery. But this I know, find some group of people who are getting off alcohol together. Just like my depression support groups. You cannot heal from addiction in isolation. You cannot heal from depression in isolation. So it's really important you get the proper kind of help. Seriously. Do you have any advice on appetite loss while being depressed? Yeah, treat the depression. Appetite loss is one of the 9 symptoms, and my mother lost 40 pounds in 6 weeks when she was severely depressed. So once depression gets healed or better, the appetite will come back. Melissa Martin, can you please suggest some things I can do to get out of the house that in the house with anxiety? Well, you've got maybe agoraphobia and depression. Well, do exposure. Try to get out. First of all, you need to find help, and you need to be seen with a professional. Then, maybe walk out the door for 2 feet and come back in, and do it in gradual steps. It's called exposure, but you definitely need, professional help if you're that disabled by anxiety and depression. And there is something called exposure therapy you can look into. So remember, everybody, depression, anxiety are treatable. It may feel like it's the end of the world. Nothing can get better. I've been hospitalized 5 times. I've been suicidal numerous times, and someone's calling me. Oh, well. And and I've come out of it every single time, and so have many of my group members. So it's never give up, never give up, never give up. But we do need to do things. We just can't cross our fingers. Thoughts on magnesium, zinc, and D3? Very helpful. Zinc and D3 helpful for depression. Magnesium helpful for anxiety. Not to be substituted for major treatment, but they are good things to take. Did that help, Melissa Martin? Did my answer help? Well, junk in the food messing people up to some extent, yeah. It's a way to turn my lack of motivation to becoming very motivated, like a good salesperson. Well, if you're not liking what you're selling, you're unmotivated. Find something that inspires you. Find something that touches your passion, then you'll get motivated. If you can't, it might be the depression. My ex sent me an email telling me he's going to AA now. Really? You wouldn't go when you were married. Tell me you wouldn't jump through hoops for me. Not my problem. Bye, Felicia. Oh, well, I'm glad he's getting help at some point. Eddie Von Moist, what should you do if you're suffering from GAD and didn't get help from a psychiatrist? Well, medication. Again, you should go to my anxiety seminar in 1 hour. There are so many ways to treat GAD. I'll talk to you what I'm going to talk to today. Exercise, deep breathing, cold water treatment, cognitive therapy, looking at your negative beliefs. There's also something called Cook's Hookup, where you hold yourself like this. Mindfulness. There's about 12 techniques I cover in this webinar where you can deal with your anxiety without medication. So go find someone who specializes in anxiety disorder. We have a wonderful man in Portland named Robert McLaren who's been doing it for 40 years or some long period of time. So yeah, there are definitely people out there who can help you use cognitive behavioral techniques to help with anxiety if medication doesn't help. So Eddie, don't give up. Find the right kind of person. And to have, can anhedonia be standalone, or is it always come over with a psychiatric condition? Well, to be depressed clinically, you have to have 5 or 9 symptoms. So anhedonia can stand alone. You might have dysthymia. So yeah, but not taking pleasure is something in life you want to address. David Anthony Burns says, do you regret that? I'm not quite sure who you're talking to. Try some mild weed. Yep. Don't recommend pot to someone who can cause depersonalization. Bobby Johnson, you're a genius. 2 of my young clients in their 20s smoked some pot that was bad pot, and they went into something called depersonalization, derealization, the feeling they're outside their body, they're detached from life. It's a horrible condition, they tell me, and they still haven't completely healed from it. So pot can be tricky. So I agree with you, Bobby. What do you think about the keto diet? Well, I think it depends on the body. I'm not for it. I think that too much fat and too much protein can overload your kidneys. I believe in fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds, but for some people it works. I think it's a short-term diet. It's fine. But again, you should talk to your nutritionist, to your doctor, especially before you go on something like that. Some antidepressants cause appetite loss. You're absolutely right, Kay. Perhaps that's a symptom, but usually it comes back. Oh, MD Nixon for propranolol. I'm talking about that in 1 hour also. Yes, it's a blood pressure medication. It lowers the heart rate, and many people find tremendous relief from anxiety. It's not addictive. It's not habit forming. It's a well-kept secret. MD Nixon from Germany, thank you for that important information. Hey, by the way, I've only got about 15, 20 minutes, and we haven't got a single donation today. And I basically could have canceled this because I have to prepare for this webinar that I've been working on for 6 months, but I didn't want to let you guys down. So a donation would be great. Um, so, um, Ricky, if you can't start doing anything for a long period of time, try some structure to get you started. Exercise and cold shower. Very good. Ricky, cold water is good for depression. You're welcome, Eddie. I'm feeling scared of people in groups. Well, you have social anxiety, obviously. Again, that can be overcome with exposure. Thank you. Who just gave $25? That is like you are definitely getting a free copy of my ebook. Wow. I guess asking you shall receive. That was very generous. I don't know who that was, but please send me your email address. I will send you a copy of When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, a survivor's guide to overcoming anxiety and clinical depression, my memoir. I consider it the best thing I've ever written, and that is yours for your donation. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe I have to double. Ben Malcolm. I knew it was you, Ben. Once again, you've come through. I think I have. Do you have the copy of this book? If not, I'll send it to you. I'm sure I have your email address. Thank you, and thank you very much, Ben. You're a gentleman and a scholar. All right. Melissa, yeah, well, social anxiety is a serious condition. I think, again, you need to get some help with that. I only slept 2 hours last night. Miss C, oh, I love it. I forgot your first name again, but we've communicated. That was after my Ativan. I feel restless in my arms and legs. I'm moving them. Took another. I'm still no relief. Well, restless leg syndrome is a syndrome that is an anxiety thing, so you may want to get that checked out. And if the medication's not helping you, talk to your doctor. Robin Moore says, advice for dealing with parents. Thank you again, Ben Martin. Everybody should, give him a big clap. That was beautifully generous of him. Advice for dealing with parents when you live at home. Oh my God. And they're resistant to making dietary changes for health reasons. My parents have been supportive of everything but going vegetarian. Well, Robert, maybe you can go out to the deli and get yourself some, vegetarian salads and maybe make some of your own food if they let you. Just because there's meat in the house, it doesn't mean you have to eat it. But I support you in going vegetarian. There are too many. If we raise less cattle, there'd be less methane gas. Okay, let's try that again. Methane gas in the air, much better, and less CO2 emissions and better climate for all of us. My depression fades every day around 7 p.m. It's not odd. It's the diurnal version of depression. If you read my memoir, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, you'll see that evenings were the only time I got relief. It's not odd. It's quite normal. I'm glad you do get that relief. Marin W., my issue lately is to compare myself to my coworkers. Oh my God, you need to look at my video. What happens when you compare yourself to others? That's a trap. The weapon of comparison, you need to basically say, I'm running my own race. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Am I meeting my goals? Marin, go check out that video I made on comparison. Oh, I'm going to take a break. I'm talking really quickly. All right. Simsong, I don't know anything that will make me happy. I don't want to be happy. Well, I do. Marrying someone I love, having kids, and having money, a dream career. It seems impossible. Yes, well, it may be a long way, but the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You should try something really simple, like, I don't know, getting out of the house or doing volunteer work or going to a group. I'm not quite sure what your situation is, but you can always take one step in the direction of your dreams, to quote Henry David Thoreau. Marin, did that help? You need to go take a look at that video of mine and other videos like it. Any tips to get rid of depersonalization? Blah, blah, blah. My friends who have it tell me just try to ignore it and not get too upset about it, and it usually does fade over time. But there might be other techniques. Dana Price says, I'm completely alone for the first time ever and so depressed and lonely. I suffer from STD, but it's been sunny. Well, if you're feeling depressed and lonely, can you reach out? Can you join a group? Can you find a therapist? Can you go to meetup.com, which is a wonderful place. I don't know if they have it overseas, but in America, if you go to this website and put in your zip code, there's all sorts of groups meeting in your area that have similar interests as you. And I think, Marin, this is the name of the video I want you to see. That's the video. By the way, I think Kelly Burns had asked about my anxiety video, my anxiety webinar that's starting in about 35 minutes. If you want to join it in week 2, you can still register for. And again, you just type in Unity Spiritual Explorers Douglas Block, and the name of the webinar is called How to Rewire Your Anxious Brain. Just letting you know. $2, Robin Morton. Thank you so much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. If you send me your email address, I'll send you this chart right here. Self-care activities to improve your mood, Robert. That'd be great. Just send me an email. And what is my email? Aha. My email is douglasblock@gmail.com, douglasblock@gmail.com. Okay, it was Ben Malcolm. Yes, Joe, I see that. Now I see his name there. I think Ben lives in the UK anyway. He's been a tremendous supporter. Oh, 2 pounds from Steve, another supporter. Thank you. Well, I think you already have my chart. Do I have an experience with Will Bridgen? Chris Stopper, do I have experience? I've been on it for 3 years. It's a good medication. I'm on 300 milligrams. A lot of my clients are spoke members on it. So yeah, talk to your doctor about it. It's worth trying out. Sir, what's more money? Money is tight. Hey, Steve, you have nothing to apologize for. Seriously, you give according to your means. I know if you inherited $1 million, you'd give me $999,999. Keep a cent for yourself. That's how generous you are. That was a bad joke. But no, of course, $2, 2 pounds is fine. The fact you contribute at all is beautiful. Check out the Anxiety Ninja channel. He's making videos about depersonalization. Really? Oh, I am definitely going to check that out because I want to make a video. There's so many people, young people I know, who are doing it. Christiane, that's a beautiful thing you said. Thank you so much. All right, let me get back here to Safari and let me get back. I just copied and pasted that, you guys. Yes, thank you. Akathisia. Yes, maybe not restless legs. I had akathisia after I had a bad reaction to Effexor. Usually it comes as a reaction to a medication like an antipsychotic or an antidepressant, but you never know. I thank you, Ben. Yes, anytime you want to give anything, I'm a happy camper. When I'm working again, I will donate to you. Thank you, Joe. Christiane, I'll check it out. You'll check it. Oh, yeah, he's going to check out the Anxiety Ninja channel. Christiane, you didn't tell me if you were related to Heather, but probably not. You take both, meaning both what? Okay. Don't leave us. I wasn't aware that I was dying anytime soon, Arcade Gut. Can you explain why we should build a social network for ourselves? Oh, David Anthony Burton, because human beings are pack animals. We evolved in tribes. Every single study shows that human beings do better together than alone. Unless, of course, you were toxic people, but assuming you were nurturing people, then, it's a boon. Even Dean Ornish wrote a book called Love and Survival about how intimacy and human connection is more powerful for preventing heart attacks than stopping smoking or taking medication or even exercise. That's how powerful human connection is on the physical, mental, and emotional body. So yes. Robert Martin says, if you're on social media, get off that junk. Yes, I did a video on that. Is Facebook making you depressed? 99 cents. Arcade Cup, your favorite contribution. Thank you. What would I do without you? How's the weather in Green Bay, by the way? I have to watch again. This weather comparison keeps coming back. Well, keep telling yourself, Marin, I'm running my own race. It's no fair to compare yourself to other people. They don't have depression like you do. They don't have the same biochemical handicap. It's like me comparing myself to an Olympic swimmer, I don't have the same physiology he or she does. So yeah. Lazy Ranch, I'm handling my emotions better. I'm meek and non-confrontational. So people try to bully me, but once you me terribly, horribly recently, I just unfriended her and moved on. Many nice people don't need her. Yeah. And there's something called Your Perfect Right, Lazy Eye Ranch. It's a book on assertiveness. You should really take that book out. It's the best book on assertion. And you might want to take some assertiveness training seminars online. You don't want to be aggressive, but you want people to walk over you. There's a middle ground. If people subscribe to your Patreon site, then you get the best support of all. And Enda knows what she's doing because she's a subscriber. Yes, I forgot to mention that. I have a site where you can make monthly contributions for as little as $2. And here it is, Patreon. Douglas Block. Go there, you'll see for as little as $2 a month, you can become a member, and I believe Enda has already done so. Thank you, Exotic Enigma. I'm going to be off the channel in a couple of months. Can anyone request esketamine as treatment? Well, once it's officially out there, yeah, you have to, of course, get your psychiatrist to approve it. Benelex is working well for me. Thanks, that's right. I don't know what Benelex is. Christine, Priest Magic 76, $10. What's up, healing people? This is my first super chat ever. I wanted to show you some love. I really enjoy listening on Sundays. It's like an emotional church, LOL. Yes, well, I used to go to church. Now I'm giving church, or I guess I'm in my own church. But anyway, no, thank you, Priest Magic. I love your name. How much does exercise help mental health, says Nikki Vinze? A lot. Every study out there shows that it helps. So yeah, try it out if you can. Steve Young says all top lunges are really hip because your hip is the top leg end. Oh my God, that's a bad pun. Lazy Eye Ranch says I'm finally cleaning my hoarder house. Cleaned out my pantry. Ashamed to say it was the first time in 10 years. Makes me happy to see these clean shelves. Well, that's Lazy Eye Ranch. That's a sign you're coming out of your depression. Maybe this sunshine is helping. Anyway, I have no relatives in the USA that I know. Well, okay, well, Glogowski is a beautiful name. Heather is a beautiful soul. What is a toxic person, David Anthony Byrne? A toxic person is someone who abuses you, says mean things, says bad things, just doesn't act nice. And those are the people you want to avoid if you have low self-esteem or depression. Christopher asked about combination. Oh, I see, thank you. And what was the combination of things he was asking about, Kay? Oh, well, Butrin and Prozac? Okay, thanks. Well, yeah, many people take the two of them. Nikki from Costa Blanca. Is that different than Costa Rica? Anyway, Nikki, I know you've been here before. Max B says, I have an appointment on the neurologist 2 weeks ago. I might have multiple sclerosis. Oh, my God. Or only an anxiety disorder. This is uncertainty is knowing. It is, Max B. Well, keep going and getting it checked out and getting the test. Hopefully you'll get some clarity. And thank you again for the person who gave that $10 chat support. You can, if you send me your email, anything over $5, you do get a free copy of this book when going to Hell Don't Stop. Well, I'm looking over to my big computer. It looks like some people are already showing up for the seminar a half hour early, or 25 minutes early, so I will be leaving you guys. By the way, I really appreciate doing these live chats. It's really fun to share myself with you, and most importantly, I love to see you sharing with each other. I love to see you guys talking to each other, supporting each other. When I go off the air, I want to let you know you'll still have plenty of time to go continue these threads to yourselves. And hey, one Claire Lou, where have you been? I'm still taking your, right, I've just run out of your Fisherman's Friends. Don't feel guilty, I can get them off of Amazon, but you were the one who turned me on to them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What do they call it? The seeds, Anna seeds, amazing. Is there any point about being happy if you have no reason to be happy? You know what Ramana Maharshi, the great Indian saint, said? Just being alive is a reason to be happy, but he was not depressed, obviously. So yeah, well, what about the fact you have a roof over your head and you can breathe and you're in relatively good health? There's lots of things to be thankful for. But when we're depressed, we see through a glass darkly. So Simpsons, if you can't see things you're grateful for, then it might mean that you're looking to a cloud and maybe you could get your depression treated. And F says, existential crisis is nasty. Find something bigger than yourself and lose yourself in the cause. Make sure it's a good cause. Well, that's wonderful because I've lost myself in the cause of mental health recovery. When I'm helping others, I feel it takes me out of my depression. Believe me, if I spend too much time alone and think too much about myself and my past, I get very sad, and I think a lot of you can understand that. Nikki, exercise has been life-changing for me, says Robert Martin. Even if just a walk, get active. Robert Martin, you're beautiful. Aside from your contribution, that's a wonderful thing you just said. Do I take any antidepressants, MD Nixon? I take Wellbutrin, as I said earlier. Any tips for existential crisis? Yes, find purpose and meaning. Viktor Frankl found in the concentration camps that those people who survived were not the strongest, not the youngest, not the healthiest, but the ones who had something to look for after the camps. It is so important to have a purpose in life. And, if you don't have one, just pray for one. Something will come to you. There's always people out there who need support. How can anybody be happy when we're going to all die forever? That's what, you know what? Woody Allen, you should watch Woody Allen. That's what he says. But it is true. Everything that's in this world is going to pass. But why not, while we're here, do the best we can? And of course, I believe in reincarnation, Simsong. So I believe after I die, after we die, we do come back again and continue this evolutionary path. Data price, me too. I'm alone for the first time in 20 years. Really long to live off the grid. I'm using CBT. That's good. Like being able to sing without bothering other people. Lazy Range, you can also go to online chat groups besides this one. Okay, citalopram helps. That's Celexa, and so does Paxil 3. Well, good. Those are two decent things. All right, Kelly Burns, Samsung, is depression talking, work on depression, your outlook will change. Kelly, I agree with you, Chom, I love it. I've taken it for a bit over a year, can't tell any effects. David, a purpose is great. Yeah, well, it's a central human need. That's what, by the way, one of the best books I ever read, Man's Search for Meaning. I'm going to write that down. I want you guys to read it for homework. Hey, One Clear, I'm so glad you're back, by the way. Man's SCARCH for any other last minute donation would be great. You know what you guys could do? You can send out some prayers or positive thoughts that at 1 o'clock this seminar I'm doing on anxiety with the Unity Spiritual Explorers will go well. Thank you for doing that. Anyway, Man's Search for Meaning is an awesome book. I recommend you read it. I'm glad that Celexa worked for you for one, clearly works for many people. All right, I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Well, we've got 51 people watching. And what really warms my heart about this whole thing is the fact that you guys are talking to each other, helping each other, encouraging each other. That's absolutely beautiful. Prayer sent. Thank you, Joe, because I'm going to be checking off this channel in about 2 minutes. Sorry about the microphone glitch. I don't know what happened. It usually doesn't do that. Kelly Burns, thank you again. Appreciate it. I'll let you all know next week how it went. And I am doing a seminar on affirmations 4 weeks from today I'll talk to you about. Any final questions in the last 2 minutes, or maybe any final donations? Hey, where do you get these prayer things? They must be emojis. Anyway, I love it. I love those symbols. They're really sweet. All right, let me go back and see if there's any final questions I can ask. Candy Splunkus says, I'm at citalopram on my 5th week and seeing results only on this week. That's great. Work for me, says One Clear Lou. And so it looks like some people are getting some help with citalopram, which is Alexa. And I agree, Kelly Burns, that is depression talking. If you want to be on, well, it's probably too late for you to be on this anxiety seminar today, but you can also go next week. I think my microphone was not in properly. The wire was bent or something. Yes, well, it might have been rubbing against my shirt too. So, Steve Young, fairly soon I'm getting myself harm scars on my left arm covered with motivational names, phrases, and meanings tattooed to keep me positive. That's beautiful, Steve. I'm sorry that you were harming yourself. A lot of people do it when they're in distress, and I'm glad that you're turning a corner and doing something differently. Well, MD Nixon, I will definitely test out the microphone next time to make sure that doesn't happen. Maybe I'll wear like a button-down shirt so it's easier, it doesn't rub against the turtleneck. All right, well, I've got 46 seconds left. If you don't have any other questions, it's been wonderful. Jaron Kostwan, nice to see you. Unfortunately, I'm signing off in about a minute because I have to go to another seminar I'm giving. But next week, I'll probably make it to about 10 of the hour. Oh, by the way, the following week, 2 weeks from today, I will be in Philadelphia on April 14th, attending, hanging out with a friend I haven't seen. So there will be no live chat on April 14th, back on the 21st. You're new to this channel, Michael. I've been following you since my first suicide attempt last month. You've been inspiring. Thank you for sending part. Well, you know, I have a lot of videos on suicide prevention. Michael, never give up, never give up, never give up. I love your phrase, mind warriors. And thank you for the flowers. I picked them myself. And I just want to say no live chat on April 14th because I will be traveling at that point. So you may want to tell that to your friends or write that down in your notebook. Whoops. Well, I wish I could stay a little longer, but it's now 40 minutes after the hour. I know there's 50 people still. Do I have an opinion on the FDR gene? Yes, it does link to depression. You should get it tested. Some of my members have that tested. Is it normal for anxiety to make you feel trapped? And yes, and does that anxiety come in episodes? Yes, 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 just like depression. All right, well, you guys take care. Talk among yourselves for a little bit, and we'll see you next week at 12 o'clock. That'll be April 7th. The 14th, I'll be out of town, and I'll be in Philadelphia seeing a really, really good friend if you want to come by. Your back is out again? Well, I'm leaving, so depression does suck, it does, but it is treatable, and it comes in waves, so hang in there. Until we meet again, I'm going to wish you guys a really good week. Spring is sprung, and I hope you get outside and get some exercise. I will talk to you next week at 12 Pacific time. Thanks a lot.